Teachers across the country are expected back to schools by Monday, September 28, 2020, after 5 months at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. Teachers, both in public and private schools, have been directed by the employer, the Teachers Service Commission (TSC), to return to schools in an effort to prepare the institutions for the resumption of learning, which was halted in March this year due to the COVID-19.
And we are therefore now asking our teachers to report back to schools on Monday, the 28th of September, to prepare for the eventual opening of schools. So our teachers can report any day between now and the 28th.
Teachers are expected to ensure that their workstations are well equipped in terms of prevention of COVID-19 before learners resume learning, in line with the Ministry of Education's reopening protocols that were released last week.
So for our teachers, we ask you for your creativity, resilience, and the innovative sense that you have always had, so that both learners and parents are assured of safety and syllabus coverage when schools do open.
TSC chief made the announcement at a press briefing at the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development (KICD) in Nairobi, following a stakeholders meeting that was led by Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha. Also present during the meeting were officials from the Ministry of Education, Kenya National Union of Teachers (NAT), KUPPET, Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education (KUPPET), University Academic Staff Union (UASU), religious leaders, medical unions, parents associations, and school heads associations, including those of private schools.
Do I look like a minister for public education?
On the issue of schools reopening for both tertiary and middle-level colleges, Professor Magoha clarified that this will be announced after stakeholders agree on an appropriate date, following a stakeholders meeting that is likely to be held on September 28th. The same applies to the reopening of teachers training colleges (TTCs).
In terms of the basic education, which is where you have become the experts, you are telling me what we are doing. You are telling me what we are doing. But I want to tell you that this morning we have agreed on a timetable, which you will only get if you are corrupt and you should not be alive. Because the right person to give that information is not even myself. I will take the recommendations to the larger committee, and the larger committee will look at it, and if they agree, then we shall send it for concurrence to the person who will then announce to you when the schools will reopen.
CS Magoha, however, gave a go-ahead to final year science-based students in universities and those taking courses that require physical engagement to report back to school.
Those people in universities in the final year who are about to graduate but they can't finish their exams because they have sciences and they must go physically and do their science practicals, can go ahead and do so, bearing in mind the strict COVID protocols.
The reopening of schools is expected to begin with the national examination classes before it is cascaded to other classes at different levels.
The number of cases reported has been going down. The positivity rate has been going down.
For those parents who are skeptical to reopening of schools due to lack of school fees that was brought by the coronavirus pandemic, CS Magoha had a message for them.
If you as Chemutai going chooses to take your child to a private school, then you will look for the fee to pay.
Even as teachers are expected to report back to schools by Monday, September 28th, the government has remained tight-lipped on when schools should resume to allow learners get back to class. Dickens Luvanda, Hope TV Newswatch at KICD, Nairobi County.